High school football playoffs in Riverside. It's the CIF Southern Section Division 5 quarterfinals tonight here at John W. North as the Huskies get set to take on Oaks Christian. What a ball game we got in store tonight. He's Jeff Gorham. My name is Trent Rush. This is a team, JW North, 11-0 on the season, taking on an Oaks Christian team. Lost the first 5 games of the year. They've won 5 of 6 since then, and now all of a sudden we are set for a really good game tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, North is all about mental toughness and extra effort. They play hard on defense. They've got a great running game and a pretty good, darn solid quarterback as well.
Now let's talk about Oaks Christian first. They have a running back in Johnny Thompson, 4 touchdowns last week. He's committed to USC. I know they've been dealing with some injuries this week, but this is certainly a player to watch.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be great to see a great runner against a phenomenal defense in John W. North. And talk about the history of Oaks Christian. I mean, they had 6 straight CIF championships back in the early 2000s. They are a powerhouse locally in high school football.
Yeah, the two programs really, a lot of tradition, a lot of pride, and really household names when you're talking about high school football in Southern California. Let's talk about the Huskies for a moment and what they're looking to do. Mikalele, as your tailback, he's somebody that really is a force.
Well, you have Thunder and Lightning. You have Mecca Ele at one back, and you have Hassan Elliott, who is quicker than lightning, and they are great behind the big boys up front. Let's don't count those guys out. They help this offense go.
What a battle we have tonight here in Riverside. And for more on tonight's game, let's welcome the third member of our team, Pep Fernandez.
Hey, Jeff and Trent, before the game, I had a chance to catch up with head coach Opalani Vaipulu, and it's a big week for Coach Vaipulu, obviously being here in the quarterfinals, but also it was his birthday on Wednesday, 37 years young for Coach Vaipulu. I asked him what he did on Wednesday. He said they had a great practice and then a quiet night with the family, went out and got some barbecue. I asked him, did he get what he wanted for his birthday? He says, you know what I want. Let's assume that's a playoff win. Jeff, Trent, back to you.
Would be a pretty good gift right there on a birthday. Oaks Christian comes into this game 5-6 on the season. JW North at 11-0. And Jeff, we talked about the history of these two programs, 2 household names when you're talking about playoff football in Southern California. And we got a really, really fun one tonight here on Riverside TV.
We do. In fact, you know, Oaks Christian only been around 21 years, but the pedigree of football that they've had in those 20 years is almost unmatched. Maybe Corona Centennial, maybe Modern Day or one of those Trinity League teams, but very few can match the pedigree of this team out of Calabasas area.
Yeah, Charles Collins is their head coach. Hired in 2018. At the time, he brought Eric Dickerson on to coach his running backs. Greg Townsend, of course, all NFL player, Pro Bowler. Spent some time on that staff as well. You want to talk about star power. Oaks Christian traditionally has had that. Jose Lara is going to be the one to kick it away for JW North to get things started. As Oaks Christian is set to return here to get underway here in the CIF quarterfinal Division 5 high school football on a Friday night. For one of these teams, that's it for the seniors. Everything on the line tonight. Here we go. From Riverside, a little squib kick that's going to get scooped up there by the big linebacker that they have in Ehrhoff, who's going to get past the 30 to the 32-yard line, where Oaks Christian will begin their opening drive, being led by quarterback Cole Tannenbaum. Wears number 12, 6'4". He's only completed about 56% of his passes on the year, 12 touchdowns, 7 interceptions on the season. Johnny Thompson, who we did not see in warm-ups, has been the big name that has carried them so much of the way this season. He wears number 3, and that is not him to the left. Instead, Mackenzie Parks is there, and from the shotgun they go. And if Thompson does not play tonight, what a difference this makes. Snap is low. Breaking through, though, is Parks. Just tripped up at the end at the 45-yard line, and Parks nearly broke one off to start the game.
Well, a bad snap here. Picks it right off the floor and just hands it off to him. But the big boys up front for JW North not ready for it. And they got to the second level on that secondary.
Boy, Mackenzie Parks making something out of nothing there, and he almost went right through that Husky defense. So the Lions will go 1st and 10. Setting up now from the 47-yard line. Man in motion. Tannenbaum again from the shotgun. They go right back to Parks. Trying to zag his way through the middle, gets back to the line of scrimmage and stuffed by the Husky up front.
And that's the toughness of J.W. North. Trent, I'll tell you what, I've watched this team all season long. They have matured game by game. We saw them in week 1, now we're in week 12. And I'll tell you, just their linebacking core of Topu and Toki, the criminal defense attorneys, they've been phenomenal all year long. But the big boys up front, the defensive line that Coach Opi Vaiapulu really takes control of and is the man that runs the show there.
Christian Vandenberg and Wilson, number 99, right there up the middle, is a force. Again from the shotgun, this time 2nd and 9. Tannenbaum's going to keep it himself, slide there at midfield, get just past it. To the 49 he goes, and that's going to set up 3rd and 5.
And probably a good idea to slide because you don't want to take any shots from any of those guys. Probably the smartest move the quarterback have we seen all season long.
The big fella Wilson was right there, and that is not someone that you want to hit you. And it'll be interesting to see kind of the sizzle of this Oaks Christian program against the stake of J.W. North. 3rd and 5. Here's the pass over the right side, incomplete, and a late flag is thrown, and this one likely will be against the Huskies. We'll see.
And that has been really the Achilles heel for the Huskies this year is that they have been called for a lot of penalties, and a lot of penalties that really, can impact the game. A lot of personal fouls. And that's one thing that, I know Coach Vaiapulu wanted to smooth out before they hit the playoffs.
3rd and 5, opening drive of the game. Looks like you were going to get a stop there. Instead, a pass interference is going to scoot Oaks Christian pretty close to field goal range. They have a very good kicker in Aiden Flintoff. Not saying he'll kick it from here, but as the ball gets placed, they're at the 34-yard line. All of a sudden, a whole different way for this drive to go for the Lions. Again, they'll go spread. Here's Tannenbaum, shotgun set. Man in motion there. Up the middle, and nowhere to go for Mackenzie Parks.
And last week, we covered John W. North as they played Capo Valley. They took care of them pretty handily, but had over 130 yards of penalties. And against good teams, you cannot have those kind of stats, especially in close games.
A big story right now, though, is where is Johnny Thompson? And this is a player that had 4 touchdowns last week, rushed for nearly 260 yards in their win over Pacifica, 41-33. Tannenbaum in some trouble, gets rid of it. It's caught. That's a nice catch right there up the middle. And that's going to be caught right there by Joseph Marsh.
Here, look at the replay right there. He nearly got sacked, but got rid of it in time. And like you said, a great catch over the top.
Joseph Marsh has been a target a couple of times already. That is first reception. And now here comes 3rd and 5 again. Another big 3rd down situation. We'll see this tough Husky defense try to put some pressure on, and it looks like the Lions might have jumped. And that's exactly what it was. False start, and that's a big 5-yard penalty right there, set up 3rd and 10 now. And likely taking him out of field goal range.
Trent, we cover RCC football, too, here at Riverside TV, and the best kicker in the nation, Chavez, went down with an injury last year. He kicked 2 57-yarders and 2 56-yarders, would have been the 4th best in the NFL this year. Hopefully that young man is better and able to play tomorrow night.
I know you love your kickers, Jeff.
I don't know why. I'm a kicking guy.
Tannenbaum gets rid of it at the end, and it's dropped. Oh, a big drop right there, and that is one. And I'm sure he feels like he should have back.
Like I say, it hit him in a really bad spot, Trent. Right in the hands. It was too open.
A broken play right there, just unable to bring it in. On that play was Joseph Marsh. Now 4th and 10, and looks like here comes the field goal unit. Or it looks like maybe they'll punt here. Okay.
That's one of those plays, though, you catch, and he already has the play moving in his head. He was already running kind of before he caught the football. He was wide open.
Boy, you go from having 3rd and 5 to a false start and then a drop, which would have surely been a 1st down. Tough break for Oaks Christian. This punt is going to land just beyond the end zone there. So this will be a touchback and decent field position for JW North to begin their first drive of this ball game.
I'm curious to know what North's, offensive mentality will be tonight. They've got a great quarterback in Jordan Gamble, who has great receiving core, but test the run game. You've got, like I said, thunder and lightning. I hate to use the cliche. It's been used for so long, but
it's what it is.
Venancio Meka-Ele and Hassan Elliott, two are just phenomenal backs. Last week we saw Hassan Elliott just kind of take care of the game on his own. And physically we saw Venancio Meka-Ele just destroy guys.
And this one's going to get scooted back to the 5 where the punt, I guess they're saying where it went out of bounds. Tough to tell from this angle here. It looked like he went through the end zone, but
sure did.
They'll start this one at the 5-yard line. That's where Jaden Gamble will go under center to begin this drive, and now he'll adjust to a shotgun set. If you notice some tape on that right hand of Jaden Gamble, he has got a finger injury, but the left-handed passer has it on his non-throwing hand. It's Meka-Ele beside him, gets rid of it right away, a quick 6-yard pickup, gets himself out of some trouble, and now 2nd and 4.
And that's what Gamble does so well. I mean, he gets rid of it quickly. It looks effortlessly, but he's not going to take more than 2 or 3 steps back because he's got great protection, and he really reads his progressions perfectly.
Rashard Granger has brought in 6 touchdowns this year. He had that last reception. They'll say a 7-yard pickup, so 2nd and 3. Now from the pistol goes Gamble. Gives it to Meka-Ele. Meka-Ele up the middle. He's got a first down and some, barreling his way all the way, pushing towards that 20-yard line, and big pickup there on 2nd and 3.
You watch him. I mean, he really likes contact. I tell you, you wouldn't want him running against you the entire ball game. Look at the size of him. He's just a beast.
Trucking his way right through. You'll give credit on the tackle right there to Nathan Moreno, a freshman at 5'11", two-way player, receiver, and an outside linebacker. But Meka-Ele said, I see a freshman. How about this?
Did you say freshman?
Freshman.
Playing in a
playoff game, quarterfinal game.
Awesome.
1st and 10 from the 21. They go back to Meka-Ele up the right side now, and there's a freshman up there to make this stop. Forward progress going to be called at about the 20-yard line, so a loss of about a yard there. 2nd and 11. Everybody coming in on that tackle.
Pride, what would they be? The pride of Lions.
Oh, the pride of Lions, very good.
You like that?
I do, I like that. It's been a proud program up there and a lot of star power. Remember the days of Will Smith and Wayne Gretzky hanging out at games, Joe Montana. This time they're going to go deep, and this one is caught. Picked up at the 50 and brought down inside Lion territory. A first down and some. A big reception right there by Damian Alala. One of the leading receivers on the year, the junior, brings it in for a big first down pickup.
And I believe he's going to get a horse collar, and I think we're going to get 15 more on that.
So a big play turns bigger. And yeah, move those sticks. How about this last catch right there by Alala?
Like I said, a 2-step drop and just a perfect strike. Ayala was one of those guys that Coach Vaiapulu wasn't sure about, but he came on last week, was phenomenal on offense and defense, and really has played his way into a starring role into this offense.
You got to like the setup by Vaiapulu. Pound it, pound it, pound it, open it up, go deep, and beat him over the top. 1st and 10 from the 27. All of a sudden, here come the Huskies knocking on the door, trying to get the first points of this game. Up the middle, stopped there is Hassan Elliott, the senior, taken down to the backfield for a loss of 3.
And a good thing with, Gamble and Granger, both of those guys played in the Big 8. They played at Santiago for a couple of years. So they've played in big games, against the Centennials, the Norcos of the world. But they do bring a certain leadership quality that Coach Vaiapulu loves with this offense.
Sonny Aino, the one coming off the tackle there, the 6'2", 265-pound sophomore.
Oh, that's a large guy.
Yeah, made that stop right up the middle. There's some big players. You're going to see a right tackle in this game, Justin Davis, offensive tackle for Oaks Christian.
He's bigger than I am, you said.
Wears number 79. He's 6'6", a senior, 365 pounds.
He's a little bigger than me, just a little.
Tough. 2nd and 11. They'll say just a loss of 1 there. It's to Elliott. Elliott again in the backfield, and there go the Lions swarming. And a couple times in a row, Elliott's tried to bounce it to the outside and nothing doing.
And that's what you see. You know, we're getting deeper and deeper in the playoffs. Teams are going to get quicker and quicker on defense. Let's see how North can adjust here. Let's see if they go to the air with 3rd and long.
Yeah, I had a loss of 5 on that play, so 3rd and 16 now. Jaden Gamble, the 6-foot, 185-pound senior quarterback. Where's number 10? Takes the snap, play action. This time he'll throw. Looking to the right side, gets rid of it over the top, throws it away, and that'll bring up 4th down.
I wouldn't be surprised here. We've seen it happen in the past. I think Coach Vaiapulu and North will go for it here.
Oh, yeah, this would be about a 50-yard field goal if you were to try that. And even on 4th and 16, we'll have to see. Might end up being a kind of situation to try to pin him deep, similarly to what Oaks Christian did on their drive. It's about the same spot, but we'll see what they end up doing, lining everybody up over to that left side as Opie Vaiapulu looks on. Maybe some trickery, maybe a deke. Here we'll find out. 5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Out of the shotgun. That's Cameron Shannon, the backup quarterback. And they try to get him to jump, a delay a game, scoot back 5 yards, and I'd imagine here comes the punt unit.
Maybe. Just maybe.
Okay. Keeping me on my toes.
Here they come. There you go. Yeah, the backup quarterback last week came in after Gamble broke his finger in that first half and came in the second half and played a phenomenal game. Adds a little bit of a different look. He's very quick off the option.
Juan Moreno's the punter here. Nobody really banked for Oaks Christian. It's a snap that gets away. Moreno can't pick it up. Dived on by Oaks Christian at the 33. A broken play. And a disaster scenario right there for JW North.
Wow, that's a tough one, especially you could have put the defense or, put the offensive team, Oaks Christian, really deep in the great territory, and just a horrible snap.
Yeah, the snap off the mark, and then Moreno couldn't fall on it, was chasing after it. Good job by the pressure of Oaks Christian to get back there. And by the time it gets picked up, it doesn't matter. Oaks Christian was taken over in that spot anyway, but here they go. Great field position here for the Lions. They go over to the right side. Trying to break a tackle on that last play was big number 8, Kari Butler, 6'3" senior, originally from Washington, D.C. Picks up a yard.
They play football in Washington, D.C.?
Yeah, they're just not as good as Southern California.
There you go.
Just how low. This is the Division 5 game. And that just tells you how loaded this area is in terms of elite high school football talent. These are 2 really proud, distinguished programs in the SoCal scene. Tannenbaum goes over the top, and this one is caught inside the 10, inside the 5, and brought down on a brilliant reception there. Looks like that was Justice Williams over the right side. It was.
Oh, just a great route run. He stopped, froze the defender, and just caught it wide open. In stride. Perfect pass.
Another underclassman, a sophomore, Justice Williams. His 17th reception of the season is a big one. And now here comes Oaks Christian setting things up from the 7-yard line. It's 1st and goal. Who's going to give it up the middle. Cutting his way through there is Parks. Parks then being thrown to the ground. There for a loss of 1.
There's one of the criminal defense attorneys, Topu.
Mafaleo Topu, Sione Topu, and Asiatoa Toki. Those are the 3 up the middle that are the force, heart, and soul of this Husky defense.
Yeah, if you ever get injured in a car accident or bitten by a dog or any of those things, you can reach out to the law firm of Tupou and Toki.
I just tell you this, I don't want to be on the other side.
No.
If that's what I'm going against, I'm just going to fold my case right there. I'll plead guilty. Tannenbaum trying to scramble his way out of some trouble, gets hit once, shovel pass, gets rid of it in time. And boy, avoided what could have been a big hit right there by Manny DeCastro.
I can't believe he got rid of the football. He got spun around twice and threw it under. Nice little scoop pass. Look at this.
Yeah, just able to save it right there.
Oh.
That give. That's the linebacker. Earhart bailing him out of trouble. He had 12 tackles last week. Now helping out on the offensive side, trying to provide some protection, and that time a safety net. 3rd and goal from the 10. Delayed handoff up the middle. Earhart runs into trouble and stuffed there at the 6.
Once again, take him down by another Tupou. Tupou came in late and took care of business.
So a field goal attempt here will be for Aiden Flintoff. He's been pretty good this year. He'll be the kicker for Oaks Christian. This will be about a 23-yarder. Little chip shot here, gets it up. And that one is through for the first points of this game. Oaks Christian strikes first. They get a field goal on the drive that started at 33 on the snap that got away. And the Lions jump out in front here in the first quarter.
That's something that North is not used to. His teams haven't scored on them too much in the first quarter here all season long. But luckily, they only got away with just giving up 3 points instead of 7.
Yeah, I mean, when you start your drive, the 33-yard line, you should be scoring right there. I actually thought I thought that the JW North defense looked pretty good on that last stand.
They finally, they look like they're kind of getting in their element, kind of felt out the offense of Oaks Christian here, and I think they'll be okay.
Get the clock sorted out here momentarily. For Oaks Christian, they're also trying to figure out life without Johnny Thompson. And it looks like he's not going to be available tonight. And, that is a centerpiece player for that Lion program.
Signed at USC, you said.
Yeah, committed just a couple of weeks ago. So they'll put 1:58 on the clock.
We were talking, we've had 6 Riverside teams last week in the first round of the playoffs, and all 6 teams won.
Amazing.
Isn't that great? We have 6 games tonight. 4 are on the 5 are at home. Only team on the road this week is Riverside Ramona, my alma mater. They're playing up at Serrano High School. So we could have 6 teams playing in the semifinals next week.
Aiden Flintoff set to kick it away for Oaks Christian here, up by 3 here in the first quarter. Division 5 CIF Southern Section playoffs. This is the quarterfinal matchup between Oaks Christian and JW North. He's Jeff Gorham. I'm Trent Rush. Pep Fernandez with us tonight on the sideline, and he'll join us coming up in a moment. Big booming kick deep into the end zone, and that will go for a touchback. So
it's nice having. We haven't had Pep on the sidelines all season long.
It's nice to have Pep back hanging out with us tonight.
Look at that guy. He's
looking sharp tonight.
Man.
Dressed up for us.
He said, he only shows up for playoff games.
Yeah, well, it's a big stage, a big night, and here comes Pep Fernandez. He's one of those people when it comes to sports in the Inland Empire. When Pep Fernandez comes to your game, the game is instantly bigger. He has that ability. You and Pep have that, and I just feel honored to get to sit next to the great Jeff Gorham tonight.
It's always so wonderful to sit next to myself when I'm at home. Now it's always great having Pep. And you got to watch Pep tonight. He does a show post game, so we'll get to see Pep at 11:30. I always text him and mess with him during the show.
Fantastic. All right, here comes the Huskies. Play action. Gamble still with it. Gamble looking over to his right side, gets rid of it, and it's caught. Jeremiah Calhoun is there along the sideline. That's a first down.
And Calhoun, one of those guys, a playmaker. You get him in open space, he can make things happen. And I will say this, there has been a Calhoun at John W. North since the school's inception. There is always a Calhoun family member playing for John W. North.
If I may, I want to give some credit up front. Arthur Marquez, Manny Ramirez did a great job giving Jaden Gamble some time over there on the right side of the line.
Got to protect him. He broke his finger last week. Got to give him extra care.
Gamble turns around, spins, gives it right up to his trucking tailback at Venancio Mikalele, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe picks up a yard.
We have not seen him do his usual theatrics. He likes to jump over guys, run through them. He kind of met his match a little bit here in the first quarter. The question is, how long can you keep that man down? I don't think you can keep him down very long.
Oaks Christian has some firepower in their defense as well. You'll see big number 11 there on the left side. That's Sterling Lane, 6'4", closest to your screen. He's a commit to Arizona.
They got their first win last week.
Yeah, getting set to play for Jed Fish. Yeah, Fish is trying to turn that program around. Dangerous pass. Gets caught there by Elliott for a loss of yardage there, but that was a risky play right there by Gamble, who took one. Yeah, that was read all the way and stuffed right up the middle. Very nice play by the ensuing linebacker on that last play. And that being Nathan Moreno, who's had a busy night. Third and 11. We'll see if JW North goes with one more play here before time expires here at the end of the first quarter. They were a little deliberate there, but it looks like they will take one. On that clock, wind down inside of 15 seconds. Now Gamble will toss it, and that is up and away, in and out of the hands of the intended target right there, being Jeremiah Calhoun.
Our guy Ghazal Hassan is tuning in right now and in South Bend, Indiana. Just sent me a text, said he's checking us out as his Cal State Northridge. What are they, CSUN now? You can't
CSUN, the CSUN Matadors. I just want to take a moment to say what a great job Ghazal Hassan does on these broadcasts.
Great job. Phenomenal week in and week out.
Yeah, Ghazal is outstanding. I love watching you two do the games.
Oh, we have fun.
I know that he wishes he was here right now, and I'm also thinking to myself, I wish I was in South Bend, Indiana. That sounds pretty cool, too. But, boy, what an honor to get to fill in for him this week.
Yeah, I mean, he gets to call a hoop game against Notre Dame.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, very cool indeed, as we got a timeout. First one. That was a pretty quick first quarter, I should say.
Well, we've seen, both teams, again, like the boxers trading punches, kind of cliche you like to use. But this game has kind of felt like that. And we've also seen some mistakes for both teams.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
You almost wonder how much of that, how many nerves kind of factor into this. For a lot of these players, tonight could be, for somebody, it could be the last time they ever get to put on the pads. That's a big deal.
That is a big deal. And thinking about this, if we have a game like this for the whole first half, somebody's going to make adjustments, and we're going to have ourselves a great second half among one of these two teams.
One thing that we've been able to tell right away, though, the physicality of this game has been substantial. That one nearly blocked. Barely able to get it away. That looked like it might have hit one of the Oaks Christian players.
Yeah, I thought so, too.
And they will say no indication on where the ball is going yet. They're going to say Oaks Christian football. Let's take another look, yeah.
Oh.
Did that hit that number 24 right there, Braden Hampson?
Let's see here.
Take a closer look. I guess the closest to it there would have been Isaac Velasquez. Again, another freshman, but I didn't think it did. Upon further review, maybe not.
Maybe not.
Either way, decent field position for Oaks Christian to begin this drive at the 41. Certainly not as good as our last drive where they started on the other 33, but that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. After one quarter of play, it's 3-0. Oaks Christian leading JW North here on Riverside TV. For more, let's go down, check in on the sidelines. Here's Pep Fernandez.
Hey, Trent and Jeff, we were talking about Johnny Thompson. Where is he for Oaks Christian? The big-time running back who had a huge game in the opening round of the playoffs. Well, Johnny had an ankle injury in the second half of that game, so that's wild that he put up such big numbers in about 2.5 quarters of work. I asked an Oaks Christian guy, he was shooting video, he had the hat on, he had the Lions shirt. I said, hey, where's Johnny? Is he here tonight? He said, all I know is he's not playing. I said, well, because of the ankle, right? He said, well, I can't really say. So he wouldn't confirm nor deny, but we know that Johnny Thompson, the big-time running back for Oaks Christian, will not play tonight for the Lions. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Pep. That is big news for sure, and the guy taking his place, they're up the middle.
I like how everybody is very quiet about an injury, and you go to college basketball, college football games. No, we're not going to say what's wrong.
You know what? Heck of a job, though, by Pep Fernandez to go find a source, got some insight. He probably revealed too much of the source, but again, he did just say Oaks Christian hat, so that doesn't really narrow it down. But the information is that there's not a lot of information.
None. Can't say. Very hush-hush. Whoosh, whoosh, hush, hush.
No Johnny Thompson here tonight. 2nd and 9. Tannenbaum gets rid of it. Well defended there in the secondary as it's knocked down by Ron Preston.
Yeah, great stop getting a hand in the passing lane, slapping it down.
It's like you on the basketball court.
It's
trying to get a long lead pass. You say, not happening.
Not going. I never played defense anyways.
No, I know you cherry picked back then.
Yeah, well, my defense was my offense. I would outscore you. And eventually you would miss a few. And I just kept shooting.
3rd and 9 from the 42 for Oaks Christian here, trying to add on to their 3-0 lead. Here in the Division 5 quarterfinals, CIF playoffs. For a lot of these seniors, whoever loses tonight, that's it. Tannenbaum gets rid of it, incomplete. There in coverage there was Toki.
And there's that defense that we've seen all season long, really kind of bottleneck all of the offenses they've played against.
Joseph Marsh was the intended receiver on that play, but not a whole lot of room for him to work. So 3rd and 9 incomplete. It's going to bring up a punt situation here. And Flintoff will be the one to kick it away back to return. Here for JW North will be Sean Elliott. Elliott's just going to watch this one sail out of bounds, and that one crossed over about the 35 or so, maybe even the 40. We'll see where this one will officially get marked, but it's going to be decent field position here for John W. North.
He actually booted it over the track. It's almost in the bleachers over there.
He's got a big leg. We'll say across the 40. So good field position for the Huskies to begin this drive. Still looking for their first score of this game.
And looking for their first big run of the night. We haven't seen much of Elliott or Mekaele in terms of getting a lot of yards.
For as much as we've talked about the job that the Huskies have done up the middle defensively in their linebacking core, you got to give some credit to what Oaks Christian's been able to do. Their front seven has been tough tonight.
Quick and athletic, a lot like North.
Yeah. This is a good matchup. These are two really good football teams. And now a timeout is going to be called after a late substitution. It looked like they were trying to bring Christian Wilson into the game to play left tackle. So a timeout called by JW North will be their first. Each team has called a timeout. 11 minutes even remaining here in this opening half. Jeff, what are you seeing for the Huskies right now? What do they need to do to try to break something open?
Well, they really just need to get something from their run game. I like what they're doing with Gamble. Gamble's able to step back. He's got protection. He's able to spread that defense out maybe a little bit with the passing game. You'd like to see it early in drives, not on 3rd down all the time. Maybe here early on, maybe that will spread out. Maybe we'll get to see more of Elliott and Mekaele if they can do that. If not, they're going to really pressure that run game, and not too sure what North can do after that. They're going to have to go to their quarterback and go to the air with, Gamble and Calhoun and those guys, or Granger and Calhoun.
Yeah, I can't imagine there's been a point this season where with 11 minutes remaining in the half. The Huskies haven't scored. They average close to 38 points a night. They're scoring, or they're gaining about 350 yards of offense per game. Well, this is a pretty high-powered offense that has been held in check so far by Oaks Christian. This time on the end around, here comes Elliott trying to get some space, gets hit once, and then finally gets brought down after a pickup of 8 yards. First big play of the night so far for the run game of the Huskies.
And you look at North, and you hope, and they've done this all season long, is they've worn defensives down throughout the game. But you're playing, like I said, you're the better teams. The farther you go in the playoffs, the better teams you're going to play. It's just a matter, I think, who's in better shape here come second half with the big boys up front.
Last tackle made by Cash Vasquez, the junior. Pistol set. Gamble. Mikalele has the first down, still going, driving those feet. Gets to the 47-yard line, but a flag here. And this one looks like it's coming back. That's exactly right. A hold is going to take a first down away for JW North. Tough to see that if you're a Husky fan, especially after Mikalele just kept driving those legs. Really muscled his way through, but all for naught. Back to the 39, so 2nd and 11 instead of the first down.
I just got a score update. Norte Vista is up 6-0 over Temecula Valley. So one Riverside team with the lead here in the first quarter.
Gamble to give to Mikalele, diving his way through. Gets himself to about the 43.
And one thing I will say, North has beaten their, a lot of their opponents pretty easily, and a lot of these guys haven't played entire games. So that could come into effect later. But we talked about Oaks Christian, who came in with a losing record.
Yeah.
At 5-6, those guys have played every game, all game.
Well, and they had a slow start to this season. They lost their first 5 games of the year, but they played tough teams. I mean, Sierra Canyon, Valor Christian from Colorado, great program there, Alamany. I mean, that really tough competition for the Lions. But then they get into league play and we're much better. This is a pass up the middle. It's caught for a first down. Honest Orson still going, being pushed out of bounds. Finally being brought down, Jeremiah Calhoun, who's had a big night already, a big-time pickup there for JW North.
Like I said, you get him in open space. He's so athletic and quick. And a bigger receiver, too, which is nice. A nice target there for Gamble.
6'2" senior, Jeremiah Calhoun, producing right now. And so far, North has had a lot more success through the air than they have on the ground, which you didn't really expect coming into this game. Gamble is going to keep it himself. A design run, maybe. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. He was looking over to the right side. Nothing was there, and then he just said, you know what, let me just take this myself.
Yeah, it looks like they're playing man-to-man coverage on the wideouts. Oaks Christian's going man-to-man. Maybe we'll see a little bit more passing here from North.
Yeah, it kind of looked like it might have been a design draw. I don't know, hard to say because he was looking to the right side, but you're right. The pressure was on in the man coverage.
Yeah, both teams defensively are playing man-to-man here. That just shows that they both feel they have great athletes that can guard these receivers.
Mikalele up the middle. Mikalele's got a first down for JW North.
And that's where he is so tough. He's going to get quick yards just because he's so strong. And like you said, he turns those legs so fast.
Andrew Castro really did a good job pulling from the left side. Made the right block up the middle. Opened up a huge lane for Mikalele to pound his way through. First and 10 now. Gamble, left side, gets rid of it quickly. Pass is caught by Granger. Granger's still going. Granger's still on his feet and finally brought down there at the 7-yard line. Pickup of 7 yards, make it 10 yards rather, a first down. And now first and goal from the 8.
Granger didn't play much in the last game. He had a kind of a hip flexor. Got hurt in the Rancho Verde game, but it's great to see him back. In fact, we talked to his dad, Desmond Granger, before the game. One of the great basketball players here at JW North.
So a first and goal situation here for the Huskies, trying to get their first points of the night. I formation. Mikalele driving those legs through, gets to the 5, gains 2 yards there. So it'll be second and goal now from the 5-yard line.
Power football. It's the guys up front. This is a battle, like you said, on the 5-yard line. This is all up front right here, Trent.
That has been the whole game so far. It's just been a war of attrition, strength on strength. It's the backup quarterback under center. They go to Mikalele. Mikalele back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. The swarming Lion defense stops him. Third and goal.
Heck, you've been so good in the air with these short passes. We've seen maybe Gamble, hopefully he's okay.
Cameron Shannon, the backup quarterback under center right now.
Hey, we got a shout out to number 47, 35, 3, and 55. Ball out and play hard.
And it looks like this is going to be a timeout.
And we were talking, Oaks Christian only 21 years old as a school. But they've had some pretty notable alumni, a lot of great athletes. Notable guys. Let's go through some of them. You got Phil Bickford, professional baseball player.
Yeah.
Maybe you know who he is. You're a baseball
Cal State
guy.
Fullerton at one point.
Yeah. Jimmy Clausen. He was pretty darn good. Great high school football player, great college football player. Colin Ford, an actor. I don't know who he is. He was born in 1996. Let's see what he was in. Under the Dome. Jake in the Neverland Pirates.
Oh, yeah, Jake the Neverland Pirates.
Yeah, so you'll be watching all that stuff
Yeah.
because you're going to be a dad here in the next couple of days. You get, oh, yeah, I've seen that kid there. Yes, I've seen that big guy before. But yeah, let's see. Let's see other notable alumni. Max Heidegger, basketball player.
Great player at UC Santa Barbara.
Yeah. Malcolm Jones.
All right, here we go. 3rd and 5. 3rd and goal from the 5, I should say. Gamble's back in there. I formation. Gamble hands it off. Mikalele. Mikalele to the end zone. Mikalele is just short. Brought down at the 1. Inside the 1 there for Mikalele. We'll see it again.
The fans going crazy. Let's see if he got over the line.
Now it's the right call.
Good call.
North is just one timeout remaining, and with 4th and 1, here comes Cameron Shannon to be the quarterback. To Mikalele they go. Mikalele, the heap dive, touchdown, North.
He shot out like a cannonball, Trent.
Venancio Mikalele, his 21st score of the season, comes at a big time here with 5 minutes to go in the half. Puts the Huskies on the board and gives them a 6-3 lead. PAT is up and it is through by Laura. So 7-3 Huskies, first touchdown of the game. Here's another look at that score by Venancio Mikalele.
He just dives right through the hole here.
That was simple. That was, you stopped me once before, no way you're doing it again.
Inertia. I'm telling you, it was just all inertia. You're not stopping that. That's like a freight train.
That's the kind of word a teacher would use right there.
Do you like that? The
That was,
inertia?
pretty, that was pretty good. I'd open up the thesaurus for that. But So 5 minutes to go here in this half. JW North gets on the board. Takes the lead. That was a big score right there for an offense that's used to putting up a lot of points. And that time it was all smash mouth right at the Lions. Good kick will be fielded at the 5. Trying to cut his way through here for Oaks Christian and getting out of bounds, then gets hit at the end of the play. Yeah, that's a late hit for sure.
Yeah, that's
a mistake right there.
We've talked about that. They cannot afford mistakes like this
It's
in big games.
The freshman Chase Moss was going. I mean, here's another look at this. This was a blatant late hit.
He's out of bounds. Leave him alone.
Yeah, by a lot. I mean, I guess you could argue that on that play, I mean, I don't know. You could be saying that Tyjon Payne was trying to get out of the way there, but that was like a major pain kind of moment right there.
Definitely. Yeah, that's a good call.
That's the right call. So Oaks Christian will get to start this drive at the 43. 4:52 remaining here in the half. Their only score of the night so far started on a drive that began at the Husky 33. How about that big fella on the offensive line? Number 79, Justin Davis. Pass by Tannenbaum, goes to the left side. It's caught. And still going on the play. Has some space up the right side. All the way up the right side. And scoring for Oaks Christian on that play. Getting all the way over and putting it through is Kari Butler, the big man from D.C. Goes 42 yards for the score.
Wow, what a tough play for North. What a great run by the backup back out of D.C.
Yeah, pass through the middle to Butler. Forgive me, over 60 yards he went for that score. And a huge touchdown there for Oaks Christian. Answers in a hurry.
Yeah, and just breakaway speed there. I mean, no one near him.
Let's go down to the field and check back in with Pep Fernandez.
Hey, guys, in fact, I just talked to Jaden Gamble, who's probably standing about 5 feet away from me right now. I said, hey, are you good? He says, yeah, I'm good. So I think Cameron Shannon in at quarterback is simply to mix it up. He's also listed as a wide receiver, so you know he can run after the football. So I think it was just a different look to give Oaks Christian. But as Jaden Gamble just said moments ago, he said, yeah, I'm good. So he's got his helmet on, so expect to see more Jaden Gamble coming up on this next drive.
All right, appreciate the clarity on that, Pep. You just think for GW North, man, as hard as they had to work for their first touchdown, you have a penalty on a late hit, short field, first play, touchdown, Oaks Christian.
Yeah, the only upside of this is, North's going to have the ball here with 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go, and they're going to get the ball here in the second half. So if they can score here and get it in the second half, that could be beneficial. If not, it could be a lost drive there for the Huskies.
Boy, what a difference Kari Butler has made. He has been really the saving grace of this Oaks Christian offense so far. That is his 5th touchdown catch of the season. The 6'3 senior with a big-time play right there, scores it for the Lions. Big kick will be a touchback, so JW North will have 4:40 to try to get across here and take the lead back, head into halftime.
Yeah, we haven't seen North really trail at all season long, so
yeah,
they're in a different scenario for Coach Vaiapulu.
11-0 are the Huskies of JW North, and for an update on some scores going on across Riverside, let's check back in with Pep Fernandez.
Well, Trent and Jeff, of course, we're keeping tabs on the Riverside schools, but we also care about the Beaumont game against El Medina because the winner of this one, JW North and Oaks Christian, will play the winner of that game. And we already know that the Huskies, if they win tonight against the Lions, will be on the road in the semifinals. Right now, to start the second quarter, Beaumont is leading El Medina 8-7. So North might be making a short trip to Beaumont if both teams can win tonight.
Certainly, as Mikalele picks up a yard there. Thanks for that update.
We are so proud of you.
Our good friend Jeff Steinberg, the coach over at Beaumont, came over from Rancho Verde and has done a great job turning that program around into a local power. How the Canadian guys, I mean, he's a Canadian football guy, comes down to the U.S. and they got a wider field and stuff, and he's taken the prep area by storm.
That El Medina program's come a long way, too. Ed Drzanek, I know, was a huge part of that for a long time as that pass is caught.
I remember back
Check
at
that incomplete.
El Medina when the Gottlieb brothers were playing at Elmo. Hoopsters, Doug and Greg Gottlieb.
How about this name for El Medina? World Series champion Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman, El Medina in orange.
Elmo. That's right.
Right there on Chapman Avenue.
Didn't Aaron Boone go there as well?
I think he was Villa Park. That was just on the other side of the road. Yep. 3rd and 8. Inside of 4 minutes remaining in the half. This is a big moment in this game right now. Jaden Gamble trying to make something happen. Play action goes over to the right side. This one is caught there. And on his horse and going there is a Sean Elliott. And that's exactly what you wanted to see if you're a Husky football fan.
Nice little screen pass, and I'll tell you what, you just give it to him and say, do your magic, little man.
Well, it's been tough for him when he's been in the backfield to get any kind of space off the edge. And we know the edge rushers are really good for Oaks Christian, but you get it to him out in the flat, let him go to work out there.
Yeah, I'd say because the DNs here for Oaks Christian have been so quick, and they're pushing everything inside that might be the only way they're going to get out and in open space.
You know, one of the interesting things, I've had a chance to talk with a lot of NFL scouts in the last couple of weeks, and they've been telling me so much about how much value is being put on edge rushers over linebackers now. It's really changed in the game. Meanwhile, Mikalele goes up the middle. Somebody lost a helmet. Mikalele still fighting his way. A hard-fought first down right there by Venancio Mikalele.
That's the meanness right there of Mikalele. He will wear you down. I mean, he was caught at the 3 yards after the play and got about 11 more after.
That's 11 yards after first contact. That is phenomenal right there by Venancio Mikalele, the senior. 21 scores on the season as the only touchdown of this game for JW North. And less than 3 minutes to go. Here come the Huskies inside Lion territory. Man in motion there is Aala. Gamble able to find Elliott. Elliott, not a lot of space, gets hit from behind but tackled forward to the 40. So a pickup of 5. 2nd and 5 coming up.
Boy, he took a shot too.
Yeah, brought down.
Says, how do you do,
there.
mister?
Yeah, that was Sterling Lane. That's the Arizona commit, future Wildcat.
You can tell he's going to make them a little better.
Yeah, you know when you see a D1 talent, a Power 5 talent, Lane is that. 2nd and 5. 2nd and 6, rather. Spot is at the 41. Gamble's going to throw, and this one is caught. Brought in by Granger, who gets hit right away, but not before he secured it for a first down.
Yeah, great to see Granger back in action tonight. They missed a lot of him last week. Played only a few series, but
Shout out Andrew from Diego and Devin. We love you, baby. SOSO.
So to the 30 go the Huskies. Now inside of 2 minutes to go as they're putting together a nice little drive here at the end of the first half. This is the best their offense has looked all night. Here's Gamble. Shotgun set. A lot of defensive pressure right there. They send 7 up. They go inside to Mikalele, and he gains 3 yards.
Yeah, they were coming at the quarterback there. They were definitely spying on Gamble, trying to make him make the play, but it always helps when you can hand it off to a little guy like Meka Ele.
JW North has done a really good job up front in this game. Gamble gets rid of it quickly. Brought in by Granger. And this one will be shy of the sticks, but another pickup of 3. Third down and 4. Unable to get out of bounds there was Granger, so we're under a minute to go here in the half. Gamble looking over to the right side now. This one is caught by Calhoun. Calhoun with some space. Zigs his way through the middle, gets inside the 10, first and goal, now with 45 seconds remaining here in the second.
Yeah, great scenario here for North. They can either put six in here, or they can get the 3 and the ball here to start the second half.
JW North has 1 timeout remaining. We'll see where they choose to use it as the clock winds down. 35, 34, 33. They got to get this play in quickly, inside of 30 seconds now. Pistol set. Here's Gamble. And a whistle, and it looks like a timeout will be called by Oaks Christian. So Oaks Christian wanting to set up their defense after getting the look there by JW North with 25 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I was a little shocked that North didn't call the timeout.
Right, they looked a little disjointed there.
Yeah, so, I mean, that would have given them maybe an extra play there, especially with first down.
Guess Oaks Christian just wanting to get a look at maybe what the Huskies are trying to do there, knowing that JW North is getting the ball back to start the second half.
Yeah, and they've been very successful getting the ball in the flat. You know, maybe they saw something, with only 9 yards to go, maybe they saw something, hey, we gotta figure this one out.
You've said this right from the top, Jeff, about how the Huskies have the ability to just grind it on teams and wear down defenses.
They do.
I think we're seeing that right now. This is a completely different look by JW North offensively than what we saw in the first quarter.
And they can wear on defenses. I mean, this is where, the third and the fourth quarter especially, is going to be very important.
And they've dominated time of possession here in the first half as well. Shotgun set for Gamble. To his right is Mikalele. He's looking over to the right side and thrown down in the backfield. A big-time sack right there coming up and making the stop on the blitz action right there up the middle. Christian Canos.
And heck, that puts them pretty scary as far as field goal position too. I mean, you've got to get 3 points no matter what, either 3 or 6 here before halftime.
And Canos was untouched up the middle right there on a delayed blitz. Take another look. And Gamble didn't know what to do. That pressure came quick.
He couldn't even get rid of it if he wanted to.
Right.
He couldn't get outside of the hash marks.
So from the 9, a loss of 16 all the way back to the 25-yard line. I guess they'll mark this to the 23. Regardless, a substantial 14-yard loss on that first and goal situation. And now, with that last timeout called by JW North, they're out of timeout. So it's maybe 1 play, 2 plays if you go quick, and then you got to make a decision if you're going to kick the field goal. I guess it's 2nd and 23. You don't have more time than that anyway.
You're going to have to pass the football here or get out of bounds quickly.
They can't afford to lose any more yards, I'll tell you that much. 2nd and goal from the 23. Gamble dropping back, looking left side. This one is caught. Scooting his way through and being brought down at the 11 with 10 seconds. Now they got to try to get up and spike this one quickly. They're running really shy on time. 5 seconds. Can they get it? It's got to get spotted first. 2 seconds. The spot took too long, and they're not going to get this one off. That's going to be it for the end of the first half.
What a tough ending for JW North in that first half. You're going to question yourself, should I have called timeout a little sooner? But what a tough play, especially for North, who is going to get the ball here in the second half, but they come up empty-handed to close out that first half.
Yeah, it looks like the Husky sideline was saying, well, what took the spot so long to get to where it needed to be? They could not get the spike off in time when the ball got placed, and that is how we will go into halftime. JW North was putting some pressure on the offense. A big sack right there by Canuce. Took some points off the board, you could say, for JW North as the Lions end up with a 3-point lead here at halftime.
Yeah, really tough. If you're North, you have to got to get some kind of points. You can't, like I say, can't come up empty-handed, especially with this Oaks Christian team that, won the first half.
Play of the night so far was that touchdown by Kari Butler, over 60 yards for the score. And a big touchdown there as Oaks Christian has a 3-point lead. Let's go down to Pep Fernandez, who's standing by with the head coach of the Huskies.
Hey guys, Coach Vaipulu here. And Coach, maybe you left some points out here that you could have punched some in. What were you telling the referee right here going in the locker room?
Just some couple things that they did that should have called. But I mean, biggest thing is us. We came out here flat, not ready to play, made a bunch of mistakes, and like you said, left some points on the board. And so we got to clean that up for sure. And just come down in the second half, getting the ball back.
All right, Coach, we'll let you get back in there. We know you can make some second-half adjustments here. Right now, the Huskies down 10-7, as you just heard from Coach. And, Jeff, I know you mentioned it several times, at least get the 3 points, at least get the field goal. They got nothing on that drive. They trail by 3 here at the break. Back to you guys.
Yeah, tough one. I mean, if you're Coach Vaipulu, I understand what he was probably telling the referees. Same thing you said is what took to get the spot so long. I mean, the teams were both set up. You have to do something. If you're a referee, you got to be on top of that right away. A little gripe I have to agree with from Coach Vaipulu.
That's still, JW North looked a lot better, I thought, in the second quarter than they did in the first. Coach Vaipulu, I think he is right. He says his team didn't come out ready to play. There was a big shift in the way the Huskies looked in the first quarter versus the second, especially on offense. Yeah,
very much so. I mean, that was the North football we're typically used to seeing. Smash mouth up the middle, short passes, trying to move that offense, taking up a lot of clock. They did those things in the second quarter. They just came up a little short.
So we got a defensive struggle here at JW North Stadium in Riverside. Oaks Christian 10, the JW North Huskies 7 here at the break. For Jeff Gorham, Pep Fernandez, my name is Trent Rush. We'll step aside for a moment. More coming up in the start of the second half after this here in Riverside.
Engine 1 AMR, respond with RPD for a traffic accident with injuries. In 1234 Main, cross of Columbia, 2 vehicles involved.
Each year, the Riverside City Fire Department responds to 40,000 emergency calls.
431.
And the men and women of the Riverside Police Department drive Code 3 every day.
We need your help, so you know what to do when you see emergency vehicles.
Pull to the right.
Pull to the right.
Pull to the right. So help us help you.
We need you to pull to the right.
The Riverside County Transportation Commission has partnered with California Operation Lifesaver to educate Riverside County residents about how to be safe around trains and railroad tracks. Here are 3 safety facts you need to know. First, trespassing on train tracks is not only dangerous and can lead to serious injury, it is also illegal. Second, you may not always be able to hear a train coming, which is why it's important to always stay off and away from tracks. And finally, it can take a train up to a mile to come to a complete stop. If an object or person is on the tracks and the train can't stop in time, unfortunately, a collision may occur. Now that you're the expert, you can help us spread the word by sharing these important safety messages with your friends and family. We thank you for practicing rail safety.
We are proud of the Riverside Police Department's tradition of integrity, service, and excellence. RPD officers are disciplined, well-trained professionals who always lean forward to make our community safer and more livable. We are always looking for mature, educated men and women who want to apply their courage and judgment to serve the people of Riverside. If that's who you are, we want to talk to you.
My name is Melissa Olmos, and I'm a driver operator in the Department of Refuse for the City of Riverside, and I've been doing this for 4 months already. I really enjoy it because this job is not like a routine.
Respond with RPD for a traffic accident with injuries. 1234 Main, cross of Columbia, 2 vehicles involved.
Each year, the Riverside City Fire Department responds to 40,000 emergency calls.
431. And the men and women of the Riverside Police Department drive Code 3 every day.
We need your help, so you know what to do when you see emergency vehicles.
Pull to the right.
Pull to the right.
Pull to the right. So help us help you.
We need you to pull to the right.
Riverside County Transportation Commission has partnered with California Operation Lifesaver to educate Riverside County residents about how to be safe around trains and railroad tracks. Here are 3 safety facts you need to know. First, trespassing on train tracks is not only dangerous and can lead to serious injury, it is also illegal. Second, you may not always be able to hear a train coming, which is why it's important to always stay off and away from tracks. And finally, it can take a train up to a mile to come to a complete stop. If an object or person is on the tracks and the train can't stop in time, unfortunately, a collision may occur. Now that you're the expert, you can help us spread the word by sharing these important safety messages with your friends and family. We thank you for practicing rail safety.
We are proud of the Riverside Police Department's tradition of integrity, service, and excellence. RPD officers are disciplined, well-trained professionals who always lean forward to make our community safer and more livable. We are always looking for mature, educated men and women who want to apply their courage and judgment to serve the people of Riverside. If that's who you are, we want to talk to you.
My name is Melissa Olmos, and I'm a driver operator in the Department of Refuse for the City of Riverside, and I've been doing this for 4 months already. I really enjoy it because this job is not like a routine, so every day is different. So I'm assigned to do the bookings. The residents call to the city to be serviced, and these items is large furniture, mattress, and appliance. The residents, they have 2 times a year, and these items I put it in the back of the packer, and the packer crashes and compact these items so I can take it to the dump. My favorite part of the job is driving the truck. Since I was younger, my dream was to be a driver. And now that the City of Riverside gave me this opportunity, I really enjoy it. I'm really proud of what I do because when I go to the residents' houses, I see the faces, they're happy because we're picking up the items they don't want anymore. So I try to get in here because this is a better job for me with a better stability. And I wanted to because I want to set a good example for my 2 daughters that I have. One of my hobbies that I have is go hiking. I like the outside activities like camping, and I also enjoy riding motorcycles. If I have to describe my job in one word, it will be it's perfect.
Today is our very first building of a Little Free Pantry. We are building a Little Free Pantry in our community. It will be one of the 26 throughout Riverside. that will help fill the gaps of food scarcity here in Riverside. Data is telling us now that 1 in 6 families are hungry. It's about 44% of adults and about 50% of children that are hungry here within our own neighborhood, in our own backyard.
Because of the pandemic, there's a lot of hunger out there. There's a lot of families in need, and we hope that this will act as a bridge until families are able to.
Coming to you from John W. North High School, it's the CIF Southern Section Division V quarterfinals, where Oaks Christian has a 10-7 lead here at halftime over the Huskies. He's Jeff Gorham. I'm Trent Rush. Pep Fernandez with us here on the sidelines. Well, for JW North, they had a chance at the end of the half to try to get some points on the board, but the spot took a while. They couldn't get to the line in scrimmage in time to get the spike away, and then they end up really feeling like they left points on the board. But it was really a tale of two different quarters for the Huskies, Jeff. In the first quarter, it seemed like they really had a tough time getting that offense clicking. Second quarter, they came up firing. They just weren't able to score more than once.
Yeah, momentum really seemed to be in their favor in the second quarter. They saw something in that Oaks Christian defense that they took advantage of. And like I said, they ran the ball well. They passed the ball well. They did everything they were supposed to, JW North football, except the mistakes at the end of that first half.
Really, how Oaks Christian was able to score their 10 points. First, a big mistake on a snap, which led a fumble, lead to a short field for Oaks Christian. That led to a field goal, and then a late hit penalty on a kickoff right after. We saw JW North get their first score of the game, led to a 60-plus yard pass over to Kari Butler for a touchdown on the very first play after the touchdown. So 10-7. Oaks Christian has the lead, but they're going to be the ones to kick it away. Huskies back to return. Their forward is a Sean Elliott, but he sees it sail over his head. And that'll be another touchback as the very good kicker, Aiden Flintoff, boots it for the Lions.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been great to get points, at least tie it up here, going into halftime. But you have to feel good, like I said, with the momentum. You just can't make the mistakes. And two costly mistakes, led to those two scores for Oaks Christian.
So now we'll see the Huskies come on back out with that talented quarterback under center there, and Jaden Gamble, but Mikalele, Thunder, and the Lightning of Sean Elliott back there. It's Mikalele to the right, Elliott to the left. And from the shotgun goes Jaden Gamble. Here comes the first play of the second half, and Gamble will be looking deep right away, up the middle, intercepted. Gamble took a chance, it gets picked off, and now cutting his way through on the defense for Oaks Christian, brought down at the 10-yard line. An interception there made by Jonah Zaretta, the freshman, picked them off, and a great chance coming for the Lions.
Just a little bit underthrown. If he throws it just a tad bit farther, that could have been a great play, but what an amazing catch off the hip. And then Calhoun comes in to make the tackle for North, saving that touchdown. But wow, what a tough way to start this half. Giving the ball back. Happened last week too. Gave him the ball right back in the second half.
Felt like the Huskies left points on the board to end the first half. Then the first play of the second half, they take a chance. And now a great opportunity for the Lions on a short field. Starting at the 16, they try to go over to the left side, back to the line of scrimmage. If that, taken down, will be 2nd and 11.
Got a Husky player down on the field. But a good tackle there. Save some yards.
So there is a player down here, so we may have to check back in with Pep Fernandez coming up in a bit. Ooh. And part of that, too, was the big fella in Davis falling on top of the player underneath. Boy, the legs were underneath, and he just toppled right on top of him. That's 365 pounds. My goodness, that was dangerous right there, and that's a lot of pain. Boy, I don't know if he just got tripped up or if he tried to seal that block from behind, but that did not look good on replay.
Yeah, that's the one person you didn't want to fall on you.
That's 365 pounds with your legs angled out, falling right on top of you with force.
You worry about that lower back. We do have a couple score updates as Norte Vista is now down 21-6 to Temecula Valley. So Bert Esposito, the former coach at Riverside Ramona and Paloma Valley, is taking it to Norte Vista here in the quarterfinals. Still hoping this.
Yeah, this has become a scary moment here. You just hope everything turns out okay, and it looks like he's going to be helped up. Get the assistance of the training staff, the athletic training staff here at JW North.
It's good he is sitting up. That's always a good sign.
It is. Boy, Justin Davis was coming over. I mean, it's hard to tell if he just got tripped up and lost his balance or if he was trying to make a play there. But, boy, that is a beautiful sight right there. Seeing Danny Salvador up on his feet and walking off on his own power. That is news of the day. You see him holding that lower back right now, clearly in some pain, but the way he was angled on the ground when that much weight was coming at you. Boy, the best news of the night right there is that he's walking off on his own power.
That's like a WWE guy falling on you. That's like me falling on you, Trent.
Not quite.
Not that big?
No. Maybe a few years ago.
Yeah, a couple years ago when I was really, really large.
Yeah, but now you've slimmed down. So.
Yeah, I went from like a wide receiver, quarterback type guy to an offensive lineman. Now I'm kind of back. Well, I'm more of a defense. I'm like a tight end type guy
okay,
right now. A little better. I don't think I'll ever be a quarterback again, though.
We are back to football as Cole Tannenbaum will go from the shotgun here. To his right is Mackenzie Parks. Drops back to pass, looking left side, over the top, incomplete.
Good play call, though, just a little overthrown.
Was looking there for Joseph Marsh, who has not gotten a ton of targets on the year, but has been a factor for Tannenbaum so far in this game.
Oh, he was a big factor in that first quarter.
He was. Looking to the right. Tannenbaum gets rid of it. It's caught, and that is just going to be shy of 6 points. Great reception being made right there by another young player here on this Oaks Christian team.
Problem is they got the first down on that play. It would have been nice to get them 2 yards shorter than that. It would have been a fourth down. Now they've got a new set of downs and just 2 yards to run.
Chase Moss with that reception, a freshman. So it's going to be first and goal from the 1. As you can tell, this Husky team seems a little deflated right now. First, the pick six on the first, or not the pick six, but the interception that went inside the 10-yard line on the first play from scrimmage here to start the second half. Then the injury to a core player in this team, and now it's first and goal. Really go to work from the 2.
Coach Vaiapulu talking to his guys. You know, he said they came out flat in that first half, and you can't have the same thing happen here in the second. And we've kind of seen that from the first, few minutes of this third quarter.
Yeah, for JW North, they're going to have to try to find a way to, if they're able to hold Oaks Christian to 3 points here, that would be phenomenal. That would be a huge ask of a defense that has not had a whole lot of room to work with after that interception. Gave a great start to this drive for Oaks Christian. It's been tough for the Huskies to get the breaks tonight.
Mistakes have cost them, for sure. The 2 penalties in the first half and the interception here in the second.
That's been the story of the night.
Referees were talking about something. Maybe they just forgot there was something else going on.
Well, there's been a lot to discuss.
Yeah, well, it looks like they're...
They're still discussing.
Number 26 from your amazing little sisters.
11:06 remaining here in the third quarter. If you're just joining us, Oaks Christian at a 3-0 lead. Fourth down.
Wow, they signaled it was a first down.
Yeah, they're going to say now he's short. I guess that's the discussion. So it was not a first down after all.
Yeah,
but it had to be because they moved past the sticks.
They did move past the sticks. By the spot they did. And it sure looks to me like the spot with the stick is on the 2-yard line.
Right.
And it looks like the ball is on the 1.
It certainly looked like a first down, and I think that's part of the confusion right now. So the officials are going to try to sort this out. Maybe Pep can just run on the field and go ask the refs what's going on.
Pep, take control of the game down there, buddy.
And this is the kind of play that really shouldn't be confusing.
They're taking a while, though.
And it's become that. So
I like the refs that run around everywhere.
The
Those guys walking everywhere. Whitehead, come on, you got to sprint, buddy.
The down marker is showing fourth down. And JW North certainly hopes that's the case. For Oaks Christian, they thought they had a first down there. But if it was that's where the ball was spotted. This should be. I thought this was first down.
They're still talking. No, the first half was super fast. I thought I was going to get home, maybe be able to tuck my kids to bed. I don't know if that's happening.
Well, we're seeing where this one started they were at about the 12-yard line. And where was he knocked out of bounds? And it looks like he's at the 1-yard line. This should be first and goal from the 1.
Yes, it should.
Now, we have the good fortune of having replay here, but there is no denying what this should be. And yeah, where did he go out of bounds? Right there. Well, yeah, I mean,
it should be a first down.
It should be a first down.
Now, if this is the case, and North can hold them, yeah, it's pretty good. Do you go for
now,
3?
And you also would say, well, wait a minute, couldn't you come out and measure if you were, based on where the spot was? But they've put the 6 down because they signaled first down. And now they are going to end up calling this a first down after all, which is the right call. It's just hard to understand what took so long to get there.
Exactly. I mean, it is the right call, but I still think the stick is set up wrong.
Right. Well, the stick should be at the 1. Instead, it's at the 2. But the stick is at the 2, but the ball is at the 1. Now they're going to move it over, I think. No, they're not. All right, well, it doesn't matter. It's first and goal from the 1-yard line. Don't expect to see this in a playoff game. There's Tannenbaum under center. He sneaks it up forward, and he is in for the score. Waiting for the signal. There it is. Touchdown, Oaks Christian, and they take a 9-point lead with 11 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's something you definitely didn't want if you're JW North to start this half. They had a decent second quarter, and it fell apart quickly.
Well, you just talked about wind out of the sails. First play from scrimmage is an interception inside the 15-yard line. Then you have a player get injured. Then you have that mess where you thought you might have gotten a break and getting a fourth down stop. Instead, it's first down, and Now 6 points make it 7 on the board as Oaks Christian extends their lead to 10 and have made it a two-possession game, 17-7, here just 1 minute into the start of the second half.
Have to regroup. They're going to toughen up here.
Shout out Sarah and Des. I love you, my stunning queens, from Jada.
Question is, do they go to the ground or back to the air if you're north?
Well, and this is a Husky team that's going to be tested right here. We have not seen them down very much at all this season. They have not lost this year. A perfect 11-0 coming into this game. Meanwhile, Oaks Christian dropped their first 5 of the year, have won 5 of 6 since, and now have a 2-possession lead.
And only 3 teams on the season have scored more than double figures. So three games where the opposing team scored more than double figures.
Well, let's go down to Pep Fernandez, who's down over on the sideline, which we'll get to coming up in just a moment. As we are going to see a kick away coming here by Aiden Flintoff, who's put everyone into the end zone. They've all been touchbacks so far, and this one will be as well. So a touchback here is now we get a chance to check in with Pep Fernandez.
Well, Jeff and Trent, we're looking up at the scoreboard right now, and JW North is trailing by 10, 17-7. And how dominant have the Huskies been this season? Well, they have not trailed in the second half all season long. In fact, the real last close game that these guys had was probably their Sun Belt League opener when they took on Orange Vista in essentially the Sun Belt League championship game. North found a way to win that slugfest 20-10, but right now down 17-7 to Oaks Christian.
Yeah, that's a great point that Pep makes right there. All of a sudden, the Huskies are on their heels a little bit, and this is where it's gut check time. For some of these seniors, this might be it. Handoff over to the right side. That's Sean Elliott. Past the line of scrimmage, gain of a couple.
Yeah, in fact, they played Orange Vista, the 20-10. They gave up 22 to Paloma Valley, but they won 40-22. And just 2 other teams scored double figures, and that's Rancho Verde and Capo Valley last week.
It's going to be 2nd and 8 here. Shotgun set. Little mishandle on the snap there. Jaden Campbell will take it himself. He gets to close to the 30. I don't know if he got the first down or not. We'll have to see, and he will. All right, so first down on an 8-yard pickup by Jaden Campbell on the quarterback draw. And he might have gotten a fortuitous spot there for the Huskies, but
yes,
he'll take it.
Of course.
And it looks like we're going to have a timeout on the field as an Oaks Christian player. This looks like Sterling Lane a little slow to get up as the Arizona commit is going to be helped off by his teammate as he heads towards the sideline here. And that's a big-time edge rusher here in this very talented Oaks Christian defensive line.
Yeah, Oaks Christian, just talking about how well they've done in football. They have 48 athletic teams across 26 different sports. Pretty darn good amount of teams for only having 1,400 students.
Yeah. Hey, they're up there in like the movie star land.
Oh, there's a lot of movie stars, kids that go there. We haven't talked enough about that.
That's where Will Smith sent his kids. And now, it sounds like Sierra Canyon is where all the stars are going now. Brawny and whatnot. Oaks Christian still getting their fair share. Meanwhile, pass up the left side. Alola takes it. Alola to the 25-20, down to the 17-yard line. A huge pickup right there. Gets the Huskies right back in business.
And I don't know why more people don't scout this young man. He has been great every game we've covered on Riverside TV, including last week. He always seems to be open and makes huge plays. And that was none other. That was just as good as he was last week. Amazing young man.
Alola in the foot race. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 26. Regardless, a huge pickup there. And now here comes JW North.
And they've been pretty good through the air, other than a couple miscues and the interception. But they've been great tonight through the air on the secondary of Oaks Christian.
Yeah, it's been tough to get much up front. Shovel pass over to Elliott. Gain of 1. But I tell you what, when J.W. North's tried to go up the middle, there just has not been much there. That's a tough D front of Oaks Christian. Coming off the block for that tackle, Christian Canoes, who had a huge sack earlier at the end of the first half, which really forced the Huskies into trouble and took points away.
Yes, exactly what happened.
2nd and 9. Play action, left side. The big fella through the middle. Touchdown, J.W. North. Hold up everything. And a late whistle here. It looked like Mikalele was in, but this one could be coming back.
That's the one guy you want out in open space. Look at that. I mean, that is a freight train coming at you. I guess it's probably a hold. But see, I think we'll have offsetting penalties because you have a late and after the whistle play. So if it's against North and it's against Oaks Christian, won't it be nullified and a touchdown?
Well, Mikalele got into the end zone for sure, and that's, I guess, what the officials are going to try to sort out here.
Because it's got to be an unsportsmanlike on Oaks, I'd imagine.
So if they're offsetting penalties, it's a hold against J.W. North, which is going to take the touchdown off the board, and then the personal foul against Oaks Christian. So it's now going to matter where the holding was, and regardless, it's not going to be a touchdown.
No.
But it will be a short field here for J.W. North. It looks like they're going to get it maybe inside the 15, maybe closer than that. Set it down to 13. Yeah. Maybe we can get a look and see where that hold was. So rights. Hard to say. 1st and 10 from the 13. Gamble hands it off. Elliott cutting his way through, coughs it up at the 1. Picked up by Oaks Christian. Oh, a big-time mistake right there. And again, points left off the board by the Huskies.
Yeah, nearly loses the snap. And Elliott, who normally is great with holding the football. Wow.
Shout out to Diego and Devin.
Every break is going to Oaks Christian tonight.
There has been so many mistakes that has gone the way of Oaks Christian. It is tough.
Boy, Mikalele was in the end zone. It gets called back. Then Elliott cuts his way through. Fumble picked up at the 1. Tannenbaum hands it off, and Parks is going to be able to scoot his way forward for pickup of about 4 yards. He gets to the 5.
Yeah, if you're North, you have to make a stop here. You've got to do something to get back in good field position. You hold them, within the, the 12-yard line here, and they end up kicking to you. You will have the ball back in good spot, but you got to make a stand here.
Yeah, this is you need a 3-and-out.
Yes, you do.
It's hard to draw it up anywhere else, especially the way that this game has gone. We know how points have been at a premium tonight. Second and 7. Tannenbaum with time, launches up the right side, overthrew his intended target on that play, setting up a 3rd down.
They went for the home run ball, though.
Yeah, Kari Butler has been that guy. That time just overthrown. big third down right here for JW North.
To Danny Boy from Sosa.
Yeah, because based on where Oaks Christian is, it's not going to be that comfortable to punt that.
No, it's not.
At the 5-yard line right now. They need to get to the 12 for a first down. Tannenbaum's going to keep it himself. He's hit in the backfield for a loss of 2. So it'll be 4th down from the 3, 4th and 9.
So you got to be happy if you're North. You never know. Bad snaps have happened, especially when you have to punt in your own end zone. Don't step out.
Back to return this is Elliott. Flintoff is the punter and kicker for Oaks Christian.
Right on that line.
Yeah. Well, JW North needed the 3 and out. They got that. Set to punt, just getting it away is Flintoff. It is a booming punt, too. Takes a north bounce at the 49, and they will start the drive at midfield, but tip of the cap there to Flintoff. That was an outstanding punt.
That was a 60-yard punt on the fly.
Yeah, that was impressive. His long on the season is 61. Officially, that'll go down for 48 yards, but that was really impressive.
Yeah, he was heels on the back of the end zone and just boomed it. What a huge punt in the air, like I said. Wow.
So JW North will now start over, but good spot here right at midfield. 50 yards, trying to get on the board. They need points now.
They need a redo. Let's forget the last, 2.5 quarters. Let's get after it.
And you got to be thinking, too, if you're Sean Elliott, hey, yeah, you coughed it up. Yeah, you missed a chance to score. Nothing doing. You get another chance. So you kind of dodged that bullet.
Yes, you do.
Pistol set. Man in motion here is Granger. Slides over from left to right. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Pickup of 3 there for Mikalele. 2nd and 7.
Well, we have an updated score. Norte Vista down 27-6. So Temecula Valley pulling off the upset over Norte Vista down the road.
Gamble looking to the left side. That one is caught there by Calhoun. Calhoun stiff arms his way to a first down. And the Huskies move the chains. They're on 2nd and 7.
Boy, Calhoun has been big tonight for the Huskies.
Calhoun has not really been a primary target on the season. Alala and Granger have really been that, but boy, Jeremiah Calhoun tonight has been that option for Jaden Gamble.
He has really kept them in the ballgame. He's made some big plays in key moments, and that one just as big.
1st and 10 from the 38. That was Granger in motion. And this will be a false start.
Oh, another bad penalty. But we're going to be back on the air tomorrow night, Trent Rush, as RCC is going to finish out their regular season here on Riverside TV.
All right.
And the Tigers are going to play, the defending national champion RCC Tigers are going to play Chaffey College tomorrow, 4 p.m.
Big game.
Huge game. Riverside already wrapped up their conference championship. Now the question is, do they get home field advantage? The state championship will be played at RCC this year.
What a great venue that is as well as Granger goes in motion. Play action, they go to Granger. Granger on the right side has some space. Granger to the 35 plus, gets to about the 31. So that's going to bring up short down situation.
That's where you go to Mikalele or Elliott and say, look, redemption.
They'll say it was actually pushed down to the 32. So 2nd and 4 here. Pistol set. Inside of 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Mikalele up the middle. Mikalele dragging defenders, gets brought down at the 30. He's going to be about a yard and change short here, so third down coming.
Do you think they go back to him again?
Yes.
Exactly.
Simple. Let him pound it. Just the way his legs just keep going. It almost reminds me kind of like the Chargers running back, Austin Eckler is one of those guys. He's much smaller, but that guy just great low center of gravity and just does not stop driving the legs.
Turns nonstop.
Yeah.
Quick feet.
Third and short. Pass over to the right side. They go to the air. It's complete to Granger, and Granger has the first down. And a pickup there. About 7 yards there for JW North.
Gutsy play, though, from North to throw the football there in third down with short yardage with really the toughest back we've seen in a long time.
Well, we know that North likes to run the football, and we've seen them quite a bit tonight when they've gotten the passing game going. They've done so through play action. That time, pass all the way.
If they're going to continue to give it to you, you might as well take advantage.
Yeah. First and 10 from the 25. Olala in motion from right to left. With time. Through the middle. This one is caught. Touchdown, Huskies. Sean Elliott. The 25-yard score, and JW North is right back in this thing.
And there's the redemption from Elliott, who fumbled the football there. Come back and get the score. Great confidence from Gamble. Showing great poise. Look at Elliott holding the football too.
PAT is through, and now it's just a 3-point game midway through the third.
Just a perfect throw.
Meanwhile, Beaumont taking on El Medina, City of Orange right now, and Pep Fernandez, an update on that one for us.
Yeah, Trent and Jeff, we have a close game here on third in Chicago, a 3-point game. The winner will play the winner of El Medina and Beaumont, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast. And because of the coin flips and the automatics, we know for sure the Huskies would be on the road in the semifinals. But right now in Beaumont is trailing El Medina 28-7. So if the Huskies can pull this one out, looks like they'd be hitting the road a little bit further for El Medina if things hold tonight.
All right, sounds like a little comeback on display there for El Medina, charging up.
Look at Elmo
in that game.
Football power.
A hurdle there and a little bit of space there for Ross. So they'll begin their drive at about the 27-yard line here, but that was really needed for JW North to get something going on the offensive end, punch one in. And you know what was so great about that last play, too? I know we saw the replay. Mikalele as a blocker was huge there.
That's one guy you want blocking for you.
Yeah.
You wish he was about 6'5". He'd be playing in the NFL as anything he wants.
Be like Derrick Henry.
Yes.
Inside of 5 minutes remaining here in the third, 17-14. Oaks Christian has the lead and 11. And stuffed. Big fella. Christian Wilson says, not tonight.
Shout out to
Mackenzie Parks, meet Christian Wilson.
He grabbed him like he was a chicken nugget. You see how big he was? He was ready to dip him in some sauce.
Second and 13. Tannenbaum running out of time. Running to his left. Gets rid of it. It's caught. And a big-time pickup right there on second and long. There for the reception, Chase Moss has been huge tonight, the freshman. But this one's coming back. Hold everything. It looks like that's going to be, that's a hold right there on 76. Luke Malenko.
So the universe is turned back upside down and back in the favor of North, as now Oaks Christian makes a mistake.
Well, there have definitely been more penalties called against JW North tonight, but boy, that was a big one right there, and now it's 2nd and a mile.
2nd and 30 almost.
That spot's on about the campus of UC Riverside. It's on the other side of Linden. Quick snap, incomplete. 3rd and 28. And now you're starting to feel this Husky crowd getting into it.
Boy, it's loud. I think I got hit with a pom-pom, knocked over my water bottle.
Down right through the hands of Corey Butler, who's had a big game tonight. Well, if North can force an incompletion here, they're going to get another chance with outstanding field position. Tannenbaum has a different idea, and that looks like it will be incomplete. The Oaks Christian sideline was begging for a defensive holding or a pass interference, not called.
Great defense by the Huskies. They're in pretty good shape right now.
How the tide has turned here at 3rd Chicago.
Well, if he can kick another 50-yarder.
Back to return. Who else but Sean Elliott, who had the last score. So on a much shorter kick, and could be playable here for Elliott, who's going to pick it up at the 47 and has a seam. And they'll say he stepped out of bounds, and there comes a flag late. So this is going to go against Oaks Christian here. Let's take another look as where Elliott picks this one up.
Well, he was faster than lightning, though.
Oh, his foot just out of bounds.
I think this is going to go against North. I think this is going to
might be
a block in the back, maybe.
It is going to go against North. Forgive me. So scoop back the Huskies. And now let's check in down on the sideline with Pep Fernandez. Pep?
Hey, Trent and Jeff, we just saw Christian Wilson, big number 99, come up with a huge sack on defense for JW North. Here's a scary thought, guys. Christian Wilson also plays basketball here for the Huskies. In fact, legendary boys basketball coach Mike Barty is just down the sideline watching Christian Wilson. And actually, there's several guys on the football team that play basketball. But for Coach Barty, if the Huskies can pull this out tonight, it might be a couple more weeks until we see these guys actually on the basketball court. Back to you.
Thanks, Pep. And from what I understand, JW North basketball is supposed to be really good this year. As Gamble just gets rid of it. It gets caught for a hard-fought 2-yard pickup. But, boy, what a difference Christian Wilson's going to make there on the court.
Yeah, they're already great. I mean, they're a young team. I talked to Coach Barty. Barty's been the head basketball coach here for 117 straight years. I want to say, he was the head coach for, 30 years. Took a couple years to retire. Oh. They pulled him back out of retirement. He was the vice principal here at North. And now he's just a basketball coach. Comes in the morning, practices early, like 6 a.m. And he's got himself a great team this year.
2nd and 8. Mikalele to the 44.
I told you about him before the game started. I said this guy is mean and tough and runs mean and tough.
How about that? Directing his blocker says, thank you.
Look, nobody can bring him down.
TJ Jarosico opened up the seam, and Mikalele says, see ya.
Who knew a Husky could run through a pride of lions? A dog. The dog pound, my friend. This is what this is. The stadium is the great dog pound.
When you're feeling the energy right now. Snap is low, picked up by Gamble. He says, hey, buddy of Sean, why don't you take the brunt of this?
I'm going to give it to you. I don't want to get hit with those. Man. I got a broken finger. That's what I would have said to him.
That's what it
you
is.
get in the huddle and you go, I'm really sorry I gave you the ball, but I have a broken finger.
Yeah, snap low. Gamble says, no, I'm not taking this one. Here you go, Sean. Enjoy. Toss it two.
And then Sean goes, but it's not on your throwing hand. I don't care. It's still broken. But it's your pinky. I don't care.
Approaching the 2-minute mark here in this third quarter. The Huskies trying to charge their way through. This a handoff to Elliott, who gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard more, so we'll call it a gain of 3. So a 3rd and 9. Pass over to the left side. That one is high and nearly intercepted. Calhoun couldn't bring it in. So that's going to set up 4th and 9. So after the great run by Venancio Mikelele, now a punting situation here. Unless they choose to go for it, maybe a roll of the dice. We'll see.
They did fake last week.
They did. We'll see if we see some kind of trickery here. Kind of in that tweener spot on the field. Cameron Shannon is the quarterback. And this is going to be a timeout on the field. Called against Oaks Christian. So that will be their first of the second half. They'll have 2 timeouts remaining.
We do have a score update.
Talk to me.
Arlington High School, who went 2-8 on the season, are on their way to a semifinals.
Wow.
They're up 35-24 late in the 4th. 2-8, and they're heading their way to a semifinal.
What a story.
I'm telling you, how wonderful is that? A first-year coach, Kevin Argamosa, was a long-time assistant coach for years at several different schools, takes over at the helm this year and is on their way to a semifinal game.
Outstanding.
Very cool for those Lions. They finished 3rd in the River Valley League, tied for 3rd and won the coin flip. So a lot of luck for those guys, but a lot of hard work as well. So good for them.
Hey, 2-8. Some teams just pack it in, not those guys.
No.
All right, 4th down. They're going to go for it. It's going to be a direct snap to Shannon. Shannon's going to try to skirt his way through, avoids 1 tackle. He's brought down shy of the stick, though. He needed 9. He got about 7, and a turnover on downs.
But you got to like it. They gave it a shot.
Yeah, I mean, you're in that spot where you can't kick, you can't punt.
And your defense has played solid.
Defense has been fine. Yeah. And maybe you break one open. So it ends up being a pretty good timeout being called by Oaks Christian there. They were able to set up their defense appropriately. Charles Collins, their head coach, came over in 2018 when he brought Eric Dickerson in to be the running backs coach. Meanwhile, a pass over to Kari Butler, and Butler.
Hey, how would you like that?
40.
Hey, this is your running backs coach.
Yeah.
My name is Eric Dickerson. I'm in the Hall of Fame. Oh, okay.
Don't worry, I'm the greatest running back ever, arguably. Boy, it's been fun watching the Rams the last couple of weeks.
And then they end up getting OBJ.
Yeah, Von Miller last week, Odell Beckham Jr. this week.
It's Super Bowl or bust, I guess.
Yeah, well, they're trying to host it this year at SoFi Stadium.
How cool would it be to have the Rams and the Chargers?
How about that? 2nd and 4. Handoff up the gut. Christian Wilson. Another stop up the middle.
I mean, yeah, the Super Bowl's in L.A. this year. That'd be cool.
Have you been to SoFi?
I have.
It's incredible.
It is. It's like being in the future.
Yeah.
It's like watching those cartoons, the old Disney cartoons, where they say this is the future.
It's going to feel modern 20 years from now.
It's incredible. And they're building everything around there. Clippers said building their new arena there. No one wanted to hang out in Inglewood for a long time.
That's going to take us to the end of the third quarter. It's 3rd and 6. Oaks Christian has the ball, but the Huskies are the team with some momentum right now as they're charging their way forward. And we'll toss it down to Pep Fernandez.
Hey guys, Christian Wilson coming up with a couple huge defensive plays here for the Huskies, a couple sacks, including one that we just saw. So it's not a surprise that coming out of the locker room, the guy that was rallying the troops on the sidelines and passing out those positive vibes was Christian Wilson, keeping it upbeat and bringing the energy for JW North, and it's paying off. It's still a ball game, down by 3 going to the final frame. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Pep. He's had a couple of plays in this game that have really been difference-making, and you can feel the energy is headed towards a Husky team. Down 3 right now, but you wouldn't know it looking on that sideline.
No, you wouldn't. I mean, they're playing great defense. And Christian Wilson, I mean, he plays basketball. What position does he play? He's got to be like a power forward.
He is not a point guard, I can assure you of that.
He'd be 6'5".
Tannenbaum looking to the right side, pass over to intended target there is Justice Williams, who catches it, and I think he's got himself a first down. He does. So to the 47. Move the chains. That's a big third down pickup right there. If JW North gets a stop, they get the ball back, decent field position. They'd have a real opportunity to score there, but instead, Oaks Christian not only keeps the ball out of the Husky hands, but also gets to drain some more clock here now in the fourth quarter. Tannenbaum, calling an audible at the line. Looks to the left, pass to the right, and it's caught by Williams for a pickup of 6.
And that's where they've been really effective. It's just the short passes, catching North, off balance a little bit. They haven't gone deep to them and been successful, because I do think the quickness of North is pretty darn good, especially they're playing man-to-man, and they have been body-to-body the entire time defensively.
So 2nd and 5. And now we have seen Oaks Christian get into JW North territory. Trips to the left. Pass to the left. Caught by Butler. Butler fights his way forward, and he's got himself a first down. Well, we have seen the Lions just crush this Husky team 5 yards at a time.
That's all they've been doing. And they're going to continue to do so. They're eating a lot of clock here, too.
And that more important than anything at this point. Still plenty of time, 11 minutes left in the ball game, but we're not far away from that clock becoming a very critical part of this game.
Yeah, I had a few people text me and say, well, why didn't North go for the 2? Make it, they could have been down 17-15.
Pass over the right side. Caught. Huge pickup. What a play. Going deep to Justice Williams for a first down and some.
That's a perfect strike. I mean, that is a beautiful pass.
Cole Tannenbaum, the 6'4 senior, brought in beautifully by the 6'3 sophomore Justice Williams. Only had 16 catches on the year coming into tonight, and he has been one of the top targets for Tannenbaum all night long here in this Division V quarterfinal. First and goal from the 8. Right side for Parks. Parks pushing his way through, just short. And now it'll be second and goal from inside the 1.
Yeah, this is where you've got to start getting nervous if you're JW North. (11-0), never being down in the second half.
Now they're on the ropes. Second and goal from the 1. Power set, pushed forward. Tannenbaum, second chance, in there. Touchdown, Oaks Christian.
Wow, yeah, tough one there. We're going to go here. They could go up 10.
The silence deafening here on this Husky sideline.
It's packed here at the doghouse. But yeah, like you said, you could hear a pin drop right now.
Looks like this is going to be an offsides against JW North, but with that 2-possession game, 9:12 to go. Beautiful pass to Justice Williams. And on that last play, Cole Tannenbaum was stopped initially.
Yes.
I mean, up front, North was there, but then he found a second chance and got the seam for the score.
He was a large guy. Maybe we saw him in warm-ups, and we're like, wow, this is a big team.
PAT up and through, and credit to Oaks Christian. They're doing this as well without Johnny Thompson. They're a USC committed tailback, but they've done a really good job through the air in this game. Kari Butler has been a force all night, but Justice here in the second half has been especially good.
Yeah, and they've had freshmen step up in this ball game.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a big game, and they've been in this situation. JW North, it's been a while since they've been this far into the playoffs. Plenty of time here, 9 minutes left. But they're going to have to do something quick if they're going to get back in this ball game.
So with 9:12 to go, now JW North feeling the pressure of that clock. Some of these seniors trying to keep their high school careers alive. Move on to the semifinal. Big kick. Goes into the end zone, so a touchback. And now if you're JW North, I know you want to spend a lot of time getting the ball in the hands of Mikalele, but at this point you got to put it in the air.
You're going to have to, because they're going to eat up a lot of clock. Good thing is North has all 3 timeouts left in this ball game, but they are going to have to put it in the air, definitely. They got to score quickly here.
Mikalele is capable of breaking off a big run, but at the same time, it's been hard to come by here tonight.
Yeah, and normally we're used to seeing him break off for 60, 70 yards on any given play, and they have just nullified the run game for North for the most part all night.
Trips over to the right side here for Jaden Gamble. We'll see the senior have to step up here. Gamble looking downfield into a lot of traffic there. He was looking for Olala, but boy, Jeremiah Calhoun was left all alone.
Yes, he was. And that was the progression watching him pass. It was there early. He just waited a little too long.
(24-14). This North offense that's used to scoring 37.8 points per game. Held to 14 tonight. What a job the Lions have done defensively. Here's Gamble. The southpaw. Looking, left side, puts it on the ground, is going to keep it himself, gets out of bounds. Gains 5 and stops the clock.
Smart play probably just to get out of bounds there.
Didn't take a hit. Stopped the clock. Gave himself a chance on 3rd and 5.
This is a big play here for the game, I would imagine there.
If you don't get it, I mean, is this go for it territory? I mean, I know there's 9 minutes left, but you have to consider that. When they need it, they go to Mikalele, and he's going to be short. About a yard short, 2 yards maybe.
You are giving them far too good a field position. You're going to have to kick this ball and try to hope for 3 and out here.
I mean, the defense has been really good for JW North tonight. The problem has been there's been a lot of short fields that Oaks Christian has gotten, and they've capitalized on that. They've really only had one big drive where they had to go the whole length of the field, and that was the last one. So on 4th and 2, they'll go for it. This could be the ball game right here. Here's Gamble. They go to Mikalele. Mikalele has a first down and keeps going. Mikalele breaking free. Mikalele into the 30, still going to the 25. 4th and 2. Biggest play of the night for Venancio Mikalele.
Wow, I told you he's capable of doing those things, but what a gamble.
A stiff arm, a truck, and fights off another defender. He drug him like 15 yards.
Oh, he is fun to watch.
That's the big play North's been waiting for. Here's Gamble again, pass to the right side into a lot of traffic, and there's all kinds of laundry there as Calhoun was getting bear hugged.
Mikalele's been doing that since his freshman year. He's been doing the same thing. We saw him his first game as a freshman.
So the pass interference is going to set up another great chance here for JW North. And now they'll just need to punch it in. Boy, 4th and 2, game on the line, a huge roll of dice there by Opi Vaipulu. And it comes through. And now it's 1st and 10 from the 11. Pistol set for Gamble. Mikalele to his right. They'll pass. Left side, incomplete. Trying to get over to Granger, who couldn't bring it in.
Still plenty of time here, though.
Shout out to Mikalele, Topuz, Payas, and Toki from your family.
Yeah, if you're not going to pick up yards, stop the clock, make it happen quick.
Yes.
And again, they can still get a first down without scoring. Mikalele trucking his way through, using that truck stick, still going. Mikalele! Mikalele, are you kidding me? Touchdown!
What do you say about that?
As impressive of a run as you're going to find. The Oaks Christian defense has swarmed all night long, but Venancio Mikalele just carried the Lions 10 yards for a score. PAT is good, and just like that, it's a 3-point game.
He's got 1, 2, 3 guys. Third guy,
4, 5, 6,
7, 8 guys.
Oh my goodness.
And still was in the end zone standing up. He was already in the end zone standing up before he fell.
Mikalele had 8 players touch him on that run.
Unbelievable.
That might be the greatest high school run I've ever seen.
That was awesome.
Considering playoff game in that moment, the way that this Oaks Christian defense is played, I don't know how he just scored there, but he did.
And the big run before, he was punching guys as he was running by them. got to think there's got to be a spot somewhere for him to play at the next level.
At a certain point, it boils down to willpower.
Oh.
And this guy has it. It's simple as this, Jeff. That's a winning football player. And you gotta find room for winners. Oof. Kick goes out of bounds. That less than ideal there for the Huskies. Now we'll get a chance to check back in with Pep Fernandez.
Hey guys, you don't want to see me, you want to see him, the great Venancio Michaele, who was obviously an incredible touchdown run to get the Huskies back in this game. He runs that football with so much aggression. You think he's in a bad mood, but he actually is a really nice guy. In fact, his entire family's super nice, and I asked them before the game, was Venancio always a running back because he's so physically strong, he can play anywhere on a football field? And they said no, he has always been a running back, and probably a pretty good choice. Back to you guys.
He might be a nice guy, but he was a bad man on that run.
Real bad. I'm going to say this. If I had hair, I want his hair.
First and 10 from the 35 where Oaks Christian begins this drive. There's a flag there on the play. This one could be coming back. We'll have to see. Yeah, this one's going to be against Oaks Christian. Looks like a hold.
I'm telling you, I want the Michaele hair. I mean, I am as bald as I'm a cue ball bald. He had all kinds of cool stuff in his hair. I want that.
Think about the energy that comes from a play like that or a drive like that. I mean, he made it happen on 4th and 2 when he went 70 yards.
And another penalty. I think one of the players from Oaks Christian was John at the referee, and that's going to be tacked on another 15 yards. Unsportsmanlike.
Boy, Oaks Christian 3 minutes ago had 4th and 2. And were feeling like they had this game almost locked up.
I think everybody in the stadium thought they had it locked up.
And now here they are. Talk about being on your heels. They need to get to the 45. It's 2nd and 32.
Wow.
1st and 32, excuse me. I'll have to call a timeout. I mean, they have to go a country mile here. 7:35, timeout called by Oaks Christian. All of a sudden, now Oaks Christian feels like the team that's trailing. How'd that happen?
I don't know, but I feel a surge of energy myself from this crowd. I'm very lethargic most of the time.
That's one man, Venancio Michaele. On 4th and 2, starts with this. Gets up the middle, starter from the 28, stiff arms 1, 2, drags this defender 3. How about a 4th? All right, 4 guys taken down as he gets to 25. And then this touchdown right here with 8 guys.
Wow.
They could have had 12 on the field. They weren't stopping him.
Yeah, how does he not go down?
One word for you, Jeff Gorham.
What is?
Heart.
A lot of heart.
Here come the Husky crowd. The dog pound starting to rattle that cage.
We are done. Stay loud. Get loud.
Over the top. Butler. And that is incomplete.
Wow. They went for the home run ball, though. Nearly made it. You know, that happened before. They were down. Remember, they was 2nd and 32 or 35 last time, and they got the first down for the same play.
Yeah, long yardage doesn't faze them.
No.
Lions say, don't worry about it. 2nd and 32, that's okay. But at this point in the game, my goodness.
Yeah, it does feel like North is winning right now. This atmosphere. I look down, they're still down 3.
That wave of momentum sure shifted fast. Check down. Huge hit and a fumble. A flag there. And what a hit. Wow. Did he go helmet to helmet? Yep.
Oh.
He did.
Yeah.
The receiver tucked his head down, and he was going for the chest.
But that's what the big difference is with football. The targeting is he does go for the chest, but he's catching it, and it just
he brings it down, and then that's when the contact happens. And the coaching staff doesn't like it. Yeah. Still second down, but they'll get 15 yards here. You know, when you're watching this play live, it looked like he was going right at the chest, but you see the receiver ducks his head.
Yep.
And just that little bit is helmet-on-helmet contact. Nothing you can do about it. It's a good call.
I think it's a good call, but it's also an incidental call, I believe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just by happenstance, it worked out that way.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't a dirty play.
No.
That's football.
Yeah.
That's
Yep, I
football.
agree.
But with the safety precautions in place now,
you have to call that.
That's what it is. Second and 17. Still a long way to go for Oaks Christian here. North is trying to make sure that that penalty doesn't allow the Huskies back in this game. Hard to say that when Oaks Christian's leading right now, but that's just how strong that wave momentum is going right now for JW North. 7:21 to go here in the contest, fourth quarter. CIF Southern Section Division 5 quarterfinal. Tannenbaum rolling to his right. Tannenbaum directing traffic on his back foot, and that's incomplete. Third and 17 now.
Ooh.
You can feel the intensity ratchet up here.
I'm sitting on the edge of my seat.
What a football game with so much at stake. A chance to get to the semifinal. Two teams that, I mean, if you ask each one of these programs, both JW North and Oaks Christian, they'd both tell you they feel like they should win the championship.
I think they both believe it, too.
And they're playing like that tonight.
I don't know if El Medina's ready for this kind of football. This is big man, big boy football.
Third and long. Tannenbaum has to get rid of it. Goes into no man's land and is stopped there for JW North. Lions have to put it away.
And we know it's going to Elliott. We'll see if Elliott can do something with it. I want to give it to Mekaele. Could you imagine him running at you full steam?
How about this? You could just have, it's very simple. You have Elliott catch it and then just hand it over to Mekaele and then just say, go.
Go. Run. Run fast. Run hard.
You can't take that guy off the field. Elliott is going to let this one go. It takes a Oaks Christian bounce all the way down to the 18, 19-yard line. That's a big punt right there. They needed that.
Oh, he's been great tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the job tonight that Flintoff has done, it's like a Johnny Hecker kind of performance.
Yes.
He's been really good.
Arlington High School at 2-8 is headed to the semifinals.
My goodness gracious.
What
Amazing.
What a great story for the Arlington Lions and first-year head coach Argamosa.
Yeah, congratulations to Arlington. That's awesome.
Cool.
Inside of 7 minutes to go. They'll have to go 82 yards. Handoff up the middle. Mikalele, first down, Huskies.
And, you know, Trent, I talked to you about this in the first quarter. You know, you hadn't seen him play. I said, he's going to wear guys down. And this is exactly what's happening, is you have to tackle him the entire game. Guys are going to get tired. And he seems to get better.
And the defense wears, and he seems to strengthen. It's like he feeds on it.
It's like his opposite of kryptonite.
1st and 10, they'll pass over to the left side. This one is brought in by Ashar Granger. Four-yard pickup. You know, it's not often that you'd say, well, this is where you want to run the football. Donacio Mikalele is not the kind of player you see often.
No, you just run him.
And they have plenty of time, just under 6 minutes. They will give to him, and he gets stuffed. They give it there to Elliott and a late push afterwards. And the North fans don't like it. It's been hard to get any kind of space for Elliott. They try to go misdirection. But anytime Elliott's had the ball in the backfield, it's been trouble. He's had success on the flat.
Yes, they've just been all over him all night long.
Forward progress marked to the 31. 3rd and 9 now. Another really big moment. North does have all 3 timeouts. Gamble, look at a launch. Has to slide down, and a loss of yardage there, and there's a late flag. Well, if this is against Oaks Christian, what a mistake that would be.
Here's the end of the play here. Let's see if we can see what happens. Let's see if they go for his helmet when he goes down.
He slides down.
Oh,
and they do. That's Sterling Lane, the Arizona commit, and that's a huge, huge, huge penalty. That would have brought up 4th and long from deep inside their own territory. And now 3rd and 8. Let's go down to Pep Fernandez.
Hey guys, I'll make this quick. Congratulations to Arlington. I know you were talking about the Lions advancing to the semifinals. I can tell you that Anaheim has defeated San Bernardino, so Arlington will play on the road at Anaheim in the Division 13 semifinals.
All right, so that's a big matchup coming up as Mikalele just gets past the line of scrimmage. And he's a little slow to get up now, and that's not a great sign for JW North as he gets back up, hobbling his way. Worse than that, 4th and 8 with 4:34 left in this game. They're going to have to punt.
Yes, they are. They're going to have to rely on this defense again.
So now you have to get a 3 and out. You do have all 3 timeouts. Not much time remaining.
This could be the longest 4 minutes and 26 seconds in the history of high school football.
Oaks Christian has just 1 timeout remaining.
Yeah.
Maybe just top 5, maybe. Maybe they have a hard count on. If it's 4th and short, they could try to go for it. Punt gets away. And it takes a very fortuitous bounce for North. Gets the 35, and that's where Oaks Christian will begin the drive. Less than 4 minutes to go in this game. Trying to protect a 3-point lead and kill as much clock as humanly possible.
And we've talked about North all season long. You know, I said I've seen all 9 Riverside teams, and this is the best defense I've seen all season long. Let's see if they can continue it here with just a few minutes left to go in this ball game.
First and 10. Oaks Christian to start from the 35. Here they go. Shovel to the left. Cutting his way through. There on that play was Parks. Gains a couple. And the clock keeps running. Parks stopped at the line.
That was a big play right there from North.
And now they will call a timeout. North will. They'll have 2 timeouts remaining. And this 3rd and 7 situation.
Now, Trent, thank you again for calling the game for us tonight on Riverside TV. As the people that are listening or watching us, you know, you are the voice of the Angels for most of the season. You do the pre and post, but you're also on during the day on AM 830, correct?
Yeah, it's nonstop in the morning, afternoon, night, you name it. It's fun. It's a blast and an honor to get to do that, and a privilege to be with you, Jeff, and Pep as well. You guys have meant so much to this area for a long time, and I feel humbled to get a chance to hang out with you guys tonight. And what a football game we've got a chance to see, setting up 3rd and 7 here, as Oaks Christian tries to hold off the surging Huskies here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a great game we've had here on Riverside TV. We've covered 25 games this year on Riverside TV, and this one is coming down to one of the best.
Big moment here. 3rd and 7. Just over 3 minutes left here in this high school football game. Division 5 quarterfinal. Tannenbaum, shotgun set. Tannenbaum running out of time, gets rid of it. Incomplete. 4th and 7. They're asking for grounding here, and there comes the whistle, the flag late. And that's what it's going to be, intentional grounding.
Yeah, he didn't get outside the hash. What a good play. Heads up defense.
Best case scenario right there for JW North. Just inside of 3 minutes to go in this game. It's 4th and a mile, where they'll have to punt. And back for it here is Elliott, who's going to try to set up good field position for JW North. The punter, Flintop's been outstanding. He'll kick it away here. Again, it's Elliott back to return. Punt gets off, and it's a booming kick. Past the 50, Elliott mishandles it, able to dive on it, picks it up to the 35, now gets past the defender. Here he goes, 50-yard line before he gets hit, still going. Elliott still on his feet, fights off a defender. Elliott gets to the 47 before he's finally brought down. A nice return there. And JW North will start inside Oaks Christian territory with just over 2.5 minutes to go and 2 timeouts remaining.
I mean, he looked like he was down a few times. These North backs are so tough.
The best part of that 3 and out right there for JW North,
yes,
they only had to use 1 timeout.
Oh, that's huge. That's a huge.
So they have 2 remaining with 2 minutes and 36 seconds of football left here on Riverside. Jaden Gamble with Mikalele to his right. Man in motion there is all. It's going to be a handoff to Mikalele, who gets drugged down and brought down by Lane at the 50. Loss of 3. Sterling Lane, the Arizona commit, was all over it. That's a big edge rusher right there. They got right through everybody. Second and 12. Gamble gets rid of it immediately. And that's going to be a catch for Calhoun, who had to just dive on it. They're going to now whistle incomplete.
Wow.
I thought he brought that one in. Now, it might be to their benefit that it stops the clock. With 2 timeouts remaining, you would have rather had this catch. Let's take a look.
That's a good call.
Yeah, it's incomplete. Calhoun tried to trap it. Couldn't.
This is a huge play right here.
3rd and a dozen. 4-down territory. The defense did its job. Now it's up to this Husky offense. The pressure is on. Line holds. Pass is complete. And it was caught there by Granger, but a gain of about 7. And a timeout is going to be called here as the Huskies were unable to get out of bounds.
It's coming down to one play.
What do you do here? I think you have to go in the air. It's too far from the Lele.
Yeah, you have to go in the air.
4th and 8. I know it's so tempting to want to go to your horse.
Since it happened last time, but no, you got to go to the air. You have to. Man-to-man coverage, you just got to go and maybe go to Granger, the big back, but Calhoun's played well tonight.
If JW North is going to get a date with El Medina at Fred Kelly Stadium 1 week from tonight, to at least have a chance at that, they need 8 yards here. This is it. Gamble will pass. Gamble with pressure on 1 foot. Gamble sacked. And there to get the job done is the guy they've counted on all year in Matt Earhart.
Yeah, just nothing there for him to throw to.
And now Oaks Christian can taste it.
Two timeouts, though, for North. But they're going to have to call them quick here. It has to be a quick 3 and out or it's over.
You can't quite go victory formation if you're Oaks Christian.
Get one more first down, though, and it's over.
Yep. Now you're just banking on a mistake. North had to get that. They will take a knee. Timeout immediately.
This is where you have an assistant coach that just deals with a clock.
Yeah.
And you say, look, your head coach, you go, what do I do? There's a lot of NFL coaches that need a clock coach.
Well, I mean, realistically, even with both timeouts, 3rd down, 2 knees, you're looking at like 15 seconds.
That's it, yeah.
Right now for JW North as we go back downstairs to Pep Fernandez. Pep.
Hey guys, as we mentioned, Arlington is headed to the Division 13 semifinals. Congratulations to the Lions. Kind of a rough night though for our other Riverside schools right now. Temecula Valley has defeated Norte Vista 27-14, the final in that one. Right now, Riverside Poly is down big to Northwood, 42-13 in the 4th quarter. And Ramona is also down big on the road at Serrano. So a rough night for our Riverside schools, but we do know the Arlington Lions are moving on.
Thanks, Pep. I mean, who would have thought coming into the night that Arlington would be the story with all these teams in Riverside,
Yeah.
but here we are.
2-8, River Valley League, 3rd place finishers, heading to their semifinals. Just a phenomenal story. Last team to get in the CIF playoffs, by the way.
They'll run. Parks gets hit. timeout right away. Well, maybe not. Clock's still going. We're going to let it go. Now it's 3rd and 9.
Good job. Keep playing hard from the Roberts family.
So we'll have to snap this one around the 50-second mark. Take as much time off as possible if you're Oaks Christian. About 10 more seconds. Not a whole lot of urgency there on that Oaks Christian side. They'll just let it go before the officials call delay a game. Maybe not. There it is. 46 seconds where it needed to be, so. There's the delay a game. As we approach the end of the road here for the Huskies. There's the knee. And there comes the timeout. And the clock's still going. All right, they won't call a timeout. 4th down. There's only going to be about 5 seconds left, and that's going to be it. Thought they would have called timeout there. Yeah, it's now 5 seconds. It's hard to figure. And now a timeout by Oaks Christian with 4 seconds to go. This game is over. 4 seconds away from being official. Oaks Christian's going to move on. They're going to get the chance to play El Medina next week.
And I'll tell you what, whoever I thought won this game would have a pretty nice route to a finals.
Yeah. It felt like that for this JW North team that won their first 11 games of the season. 4 seconds away from finishing 11-1. What a story, though, Oaks Christian is. And I know that here on Riverside TV, obviously a lot of our audience, JW North fans, rooting for the Huskies, but Oaks Christian, a team that lost their first 5 games of the season. Now about to have won 6 of 7. And here they are on their way to a CIF semifinal. And the Lions story is great. Congratulations, Charles Collins and that entire team, and did so tonight without Johnny Thompson, their star tailback.
Yeah, that's the amazing story. You get the USC commit, doesn't play for you. The guys just next man up, step up.
For Venancio Mekalele, you just hope he gets a chance to play somewhere. This guy's too talented. Final 4 seconds on 4th down. Take the snap, run around with it. That's what Tannenbaum will do. Throws it up in the air. There is your ball game. Oaks Christian is moving on to the Division 5 CIF Southern Section semifinal. 24-21, the final score tonight. JW North rallied in the second half, just not enough.
Not enough, but a great season by head coach O.P. Vaiapulu. Great careers from many of these players on the Husky team. Enjoyed watching them play. They just came up short against a really, really talented Oaks Christian team.
These are two of the most notable, proud names when it comes to high school football in Southern California. You ask anyone from anywhere in the Southland, they know JW North, they know Oaks Christian. And two proud programs battled tonight. JW North made some mistakes early. Hard to overcome that. And that kind of ends up being the story tonight.
Yeah, the mistakes cost them. In fact, 2 scores in that first half were both off of North mistakes. But wow, what a fun football game. What a cap to the end, our season here at Riverside TV for high school football. It's been a fun 20-plus games. And thank you again, Trent, for coming in and doing a great job here on Riverside TV.
A tremendous story this JW North program has been, and they are a team that is rising. They are back to the tradition we're used to seeing for JW North. It's tough that it ends like this, but unfortunately, that's a tough way for this one to conclude tonight. For everybody here at Riverside TV on the sidelines, Pep Fernandez, my partner Jeff Gorham. My name is Trent Rush. Tonight, final score, Oaks Christian 24, JW North 21 here in the Division 5 CIF quarterfinals. Have a great rest of your night. Thanks for joining us here on Riverside TV.